Now, one of the VIP guests at the memorial service earlier today was South Africa's former rugby captain, Francois Pienaar. It was what Mandela did at the 1995 World Cup here that had the whole country eating out of his hand. Striding into the stadium full of white supporters of the white man's game, this black president was wearing the team jersey. Through this sporting gesture, he made clear that he was president for all South Africans. The 2009 movie about this, Invictus, starred Morgan Freeman as Mandela and Matt Damon as Pienaar.
Hands up! Look in my eyes. Do you hear? Listen to your country. 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Defense, defense, defense. This is it. This is our destiny.
The Springboks did win, and Mandela went on to forge a strong friendship with Pienaar. I spoke to him, along with my colleague Anderson Cooper, as the memorial service was about to get underway in that loud Johannesburg stadium.
Thank you for being with us on this day. And you're wearing the famous Springbok jacket, which used to be such a symbol of you, of the whites, of oppression in this country. And yet this is what turned this this country around.
Yeah, I actually asked my two sons, what should I wear? And they said, Dad, you've got to wear this. Because if it wasn't for Mister Mandela, this emblem would not have survived because of what you've just said. In the years of apartheid, rugby was a hated sport. And Mister Mandela, when he came out of prison, against the wishes of the ANC, actually said to them, these are our boys. They're playing for us. We have to embrace them. And it was very difficult for the ANC to get that.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it prevailed. Because what happened in our country in 1995, you cannot describe in words. I didn't expect it. I had a sense that it was big. But the weeks and the months and the years later, it was such a healing moment for our country, and sport has got that power.
Yeah.
And Mister Mandela sensed that.
And of course he was wearing your jersey with the number 6 on it.
So he didn't tell you in advance that he was going to wear your jersey?
Anderson, it was, you can imagine you're playing in the biggest match you're ever going to play in your whole life. And the emotions going through you as a captain, you focus on the detail and making sure that the guys are not too focused and too tense.
And we're
showing the
watching
image,
it, of course,
right
on
now.
camera.
I mean, what Mister Mandela said to me there, I wanted to hug him. He said to me, Francois, thank you very much for what you've done for this country. I couldn't believe it. I said to Mister Mandela, thank you for what you've done for this country.
And
because
then
if it wasn't for him.
And when you saw him in your jersey, what did you think?
I bit my lips so hard, I wanted to cry. I was there, I was ready to go play. And we didn't know he was going to come into the changing rooms. And he walked in, and he had this on his heart. Unbelievable, incredible emotion. And then he walked out, and my number was on his back. So I couldn't sing our national anthem. I knew I wouldn't be able to hold it. I was so proud. You know, you would run through walls, you would run until you can't run no more because of the man.
And then you won, and he handed you the trophy, and then you became a friend, and your kids were his godchildren.
Yeah, that to me is why I'm emotional about Mister Mandela. Obviously, the sporting moment was very special. Was when I left South Africa, we were in London. Our oldest son Jean was born, and the phone rang at the small hours of the morning. It was Madiba, not anybody but him. And he wished us well. He spoke to my wife at length, and then he said he wanted to be his godfather, and he gave him a Khoza name, Mkokele. Now, when the news broke that Mister Mandela's passed, it was late at night. I just returned to my hotel and I just switched off my phone and watched television all night.
Yeah.
I watched what you guys were saying about Mister Mandela and all the stations around the world, and I became very emotional because of that special bond.
Well, we appreciate you being here, Francois Pienaar. You played an amazing role in this reconciliation. Thanks for joining us.